It's like, yo, let's make a video. And I would put the wrong one on. This ain't even the one I wanted to play. Give me a minute to adjust my. Alright, this is another good one. This ain't the one I want. How I do that? Let's do that. Microphone check 1 2. What is this? The Chuckster's here with the Roughneck business. Yeah, I'm. Let me start off with happy birthday to my mom. Today's my mom's birthday, y'all. Hit the like button. Mom out, they out celebrating. They just had their anniversary the other day. Something like 95 years or something they've been married. And so they celebrating how they celebrate. Me, I'm chilling. Figure let me throw it together a quick video. What I'm gonna do is I'm still doing the side scrolling beat 'em ups. And so I'm gonna play a little bit of Batman Begins or this Returns. So this is one of my favorite all-time side-scrolling beat 'em ups. I'm doing it for edutainment purposes only, right? Sharing one of the greatest beat 'em ups. And let me start it up real quick. And the game start. There it is. And you know what I'm saying? We can skip all that. And then I'm gonna share a little bit of I'm gonna share some Sarge Willie Pete and I messed up already, right? I usually can hit one of them. Sergeant Willie Pete and this is my favorite part of the game right here. Let me grab him. I messed up. I don't even know how to do it. Wait a minute. Come here. Oh, jeez. So I'm trying to be fancy. What are my buttons? Alright, there it is. Yeah, that's my favorite part. I can just take 2 of them and then smash them together. Like, I am Batman. Smash them together, Yeah, I'm gonna jump right into it because and then I'll be playing the game while, because that's I'm trying to be like Zack Scott. Just play the game, describe the game. This is I've been doing side scrolling beat 'em ups. I'm gonna play like 3 of them for you today. As I play a couple videos, I'm gonna share a little bit of Sergeant Willie Pete and Jason Black. So bear with me while I share their content, and enjoy the gameplay, and live and love life. All that violence and hate and anger is corny. It's whack. We don't do that here, right? But I am going to share some foundational Black Americans, and because that's what I do here. I like to share our spiritual view. You know what I mean? Y'all want to say it's religious or political, whatever. Like, what I mean? Do you? But we tired of the psychological studies of id, ego, and superego as these hypocrites look in the mirror and cry wolf all day, because we're trying to change the colloquial rhetoric of the ignorant ones, which is the government. So that's who really is our enemy. They trying to change the dialect of our dialect from being Ebonics to proper English, and finding themselves in a lot of chaotic loopholes. That's why they can get off on stupid, easy stuff, and we still struggling to pay the bills. So it's really no rap beyond that, really, with Trump. That's why I don't understand. It's like he's talking about not taking Tylenol. It's like that's not what he's saying. Like he's telling you what he's supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be making America safe and economical, and cut the check, put that money back in our pockets, and stop giving it to these illegals, right? So that we can fix our communities, right? Instead, you got them trying to they destroying our families, taking our homes and all that stuff. And it's like, dude, all right, we got to go to court. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all this lawfare is whack. All right, we shouldn't be we supposed to be the in the jury, not the defendant chair, and all we doing is trying to pay our bills and play a little basketball with the children, or fly a kite with our children. We ain't trying to argue and debate ignorance. That's all y'all saying y'all want to do is argue and debate ignorance. So that's why I'm gonna share a little bit of Sergeant Willie Pete first as I play the game. Listen to what he's saying, you know what I mean? Because he's gonna drop some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to help you achieve some freedom, justice, and equality. All that diversity, equity, and inclusion ignorance is a waste of our time. So let me see if I can mute my mic, and then I'm gonna go there and play the game while he drops some knowledge on y'all.
Let me see if I can do this. Okay. Charlie Kirk and black men are not the same thing. I mean, this is crazy that even such a comparison is even being made. Um, but Charlie Kirk was the poster boy of conservatives basically trying to force their way of life on everybody else. That's what Charlie Kirk was the poster boy of. I mean, I can go through and, read some of his quotes, from the the conservative angle, but this whole Christian nationalism and masking what basically is white supremacy underneath the guise of Christianity, and saying that they're on the moral side of justice and righteousness, and that they're following the Bible and all this other shit. Bunch of bullshit, right? Um, and contrasting Charlie Kirk against black men and saying, well, black men are doing the same thing. No, black men are not doing the same thing. How do you figure black men are doing the same thing? Why? Because black men don't co-sign the LGBTQ nonsense. I mean, let's look at it for what it is. This is the perspective of a black man. Okay, so black men have been told since forever that black men don't take care of their kids. There's crime in the community, and there's violence in the community, and black men don't build and maintain like other races of men. Right? Can we agree on that? Can we agree that that is what has been said about black men? Right? Where we are contrasted against the infrastructure, regardless of however white men got it. They'll tell you it's their own awesomeness, as opposed to the rape, pillage, and plunder and the forced labor from Africans. In any event, right? You get these people that have this superficial mindset, and it disgusts me the way that a lot of black women will have this superficial mindset about comparing and contrasting black men to white men in America, which is identical to the talking points that come from somebody like Charlie Kirk, where it's just like, oh, well, us white men, we're just at the top because of hard work and diligence, and the black men in particular, they're just at the bottom just because nothing that we did. Nothing about our system of white supremacy and the policies that we put in place that undermine the black. Nothing to do with what we did. Nothing to do with the violence and purging and burning down of black communities that we did. No. It's just we just so happened because we're so awesome. We're at the top, and black men, they're just at the bottom, and that's just what it is. And it's crazy that you have black women that look at this situation like through that lens. So again, going back to, let's compare, Charlie Kirk and the whole MAGA right, which are basically, I mean, literally changing policy as we speak in order to get whatever their agenda is tied to, their beliefs. I mean, that's their whole thing. Like, the stupid thing is, like they cut off all these programs because they believed, and many of these white people co-signed, and now they fucked around and found out they believe that all of these quote unquote socialist Marxist programs, the programs that help support people in their time of need or when they're down and out and whatnot, you know, that those were only for minorities or only benefiting minorities, and that somehow all white people are all gainfully employed and all white people are making damn good money, and therefore they don't need those programs. So those are just minority programs, in particularly for black people, where they just leech all the system, and we need to do away with all those programs. Come to find out that there's many white people who also use those programs and are now losing, now losing their ass. So the people on the right, the MAGA people, they went in there to actually change policy to force their belief system, take away, not add to, take away programs because they thought it would hurt one demographic versus the other, right? Where black people, seriously speaking, damn near everything that black people advocate for would help the collective of the average American across racial lines. This is one of the problems with the black empowerment movement is while everybody else gets to focus narrowly on themselves and policies that specifically benefit their demographic or their group, black people end up doing this rising tides lifts all boats, because doing something specifically for black people is not it's not politically what's the word that I'm looking for? It'll be met with political backlash. It'll be met with political backlash. There's been many things that have been done specifically for white people. We just don't call it white policies. Housing and zoning and things like that. They disproportionately benefit white people because they're already property owners. They're already land owners. Anytime you see those sorts of situations, like anytime they come, they'll put it underneath something else, but it's meant to exclude other people and benefit white people. Like example, if you have a community where they don't want any what they like to call low income housing, or they don't want any what do they call those things? Multi-family housing units, like even luxury apartments. They try to get away with it with the luxury apartment shit. But those areas that just want single family homes that were built in like the 1920s to the 1940s, you know what I mean? All they do is change the zoning, which is basically to keep the more affordable housing out of there so that they don't have to deal with the undesirable groups as they see it that moving into the area, right? Because
Yeah. Um, the point, and the point that I wanted to show is how quickly we get off topic. Because he said it at the very beginning. Black people, we don't condone the LGBTQIA plus .pdf DEI files. Black men, should I say, specifically. But here's our religious leaders adding it on. Here's our political leaders adding it on, quote unquote leaders. Your Barack Obamas. It's something that they always, we can't turn our backs on them. We can't turn our backs on them. It's like, dude, we not excluding them. Why do y'all keep adding them to the equation? Like, just because there exist two that lived in Atlanta and got 100 years jail, and right, notice those are the ones that Kurt claimed he was bringing into the fourfold of the Republican Party. Like, that was his main draw, was he was bringing in the LGBTQ to the Republican Party. It's just that he had to accept white Jesus as their Lord and Savior. So when he's sitting there debating with a quote unquote African American that did drugs and was a part of that lifestyle of sexual immorality, and hey, now I found white Jesus to be my savior, right? It's very hypocritical, because we were saying the same with Kanye West. That's what we were saying as hip hop. Like, Kanye, we love you. Jesus walks, that's the John. But we saw Kanye being off his rocker and still falling and on stage and before a white image of Jesus. And it's like, nah, dude, you're telling the story wrong, right? And now you're all about the billions, the billions, the billions. When you're really a true child of it, is your goal is to give away those billions to all the right, and we are trying to build. Right, so you're not helping us by being a complete right. You were supposed to be that halftime show before Kendrick, but Kendrick, who also has a song that's based on the Messiah and the brilliance and genius of him, called "How Much a Dollar Really Costs." He can't perform that at the halftime show. You see how they treated him when he performed? Hey, we don't want this pedophilia to, right? And they turned against him. You see the game? And then act like, it's their culture. It's their culture. It's their culture, when the lyrics is actually contradicting, we need that 40 acres and a mule so we can build our communities. Right? No, we love the Messiah. And the Messiah said, love everyone, love God, respect the Lord, seek wisdom. But as we repeat these things, it's our own people going, oh, you love Donald Trump? No, I just need Donald Trump to cut the dang check so that we can fix the community. And we're under attack by that same Republican Party, that same Democratic Party, saying Trump's the problem because he wants to stop us taking Tylenol. Like, stop being caught up in that. Trump, these are our grievances. Cut the check so that we can fix these problems. Democrats ain't asking for our grievances. They still talking about LGBTQ, diversity, equity, inclusion. We're trying to bring up freedom, justice, and equality. So, I'm gonna go right into Jason Black. I'll do another game in a sec. How much time is that? 17 minutes. Yeah, let me figure this out.
To listen to the fossils who used to be young people back in the 90s. But there's nobody on YouTube doing that. So you've already lost it. The new people you bring in, you're just going to completely confuse them about what the mission actually is and what the goal actually is. So under these circumstances, you cannot win because you are your own worst enemy. You desperately need to repackage white supremacy, but now the chief of the warehouse is gone, so there's nobody to keep the message going, and the rest of his operatives and followers are completely inept, and any of the other people you could point to take over from him, well, they already had beef, and no one's going to consolidate behind them. Nobody is going to consolidate behind Ben Shapiro. They're not going to consolidate behind Candace Owens. They're not going to consolidate behind Officer Tatum. They're not going to consolidate behind Michael Knowles or anybody over there at Daily Wire. They're not going to consolidate behind Matt Walsh. They're not going to consolidate behind any of them. They're not going to consolidate behind Tucker Carlson. They are the supporting cast. They are not leading actors. And the moronic, asinine morass of individuals on the internet constantly claiming he's out of context, boy, you're killing him. Y'all are the ones killing the movement because you keep saying he's out of context. This is an idiot army that defeats itself. However, you might disagree. You just might. Therefore, the link to the Zoom is pinned at the top of the chat room. You can call us up on Zoom there. The link to the Zoom is pinned at the top of the chat room. You are more than welcome to go ahead and give us a call. You can call us up. If you've been instructed by my mods, assuming you have been banned already, you definitely have a few more minutes to go ahead and be on there and be up to date with it. It's up to you. In the meantime, I'd like to thank everyone, and I do mean everybody who's contributed to tonight's program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. Shout out to my man, Mr. Rich Bird. Thank you very much for your support, sir. We appreciate that. To my man, Keenan, thank you very much for your support here as well. We got Fear the Nun, Kimberly Lewis, Immigrant B1, Claude Neely, Francis Amos, and my boy, Mr. Willie Addison. Thank you very much for your support here as well. We're going to take a very brief non-commercial break here. When we come back, we'll take your calls and more. This is the Black Channel.
The modern woman brought us the modern man. We can thank Kevin Samuels that didn't thank TBA for the high-value man. TBA doubled down and manifested the producer. Honey Beauty birthed the king and 4 of the 6 she will love. Modern man, high-value man, alpha male, and demigod. With Honey Beauty, you can be the man you want to be. Stop over to honeybeauty.com. That's HUNEBEA-UTY.com.
Be the teacher, knowledge on the block. Got the kids learning, minds open like a lock. Books and skills from the east to the west. Bringing education, yeah, we're simply the best. Classes on fire, brains burning with desire. Innovation driving like a tire through the mire. Math, science, history, we got the whole range. Kids hitting new heights, teachers making a change. Used to be the teacher, stacking up the grades. Future bright shining, no need for no shades. Got the youth thriving, moving up the ladder. Smart and sharp, brains growing fatter. Lessons so lit, yeah, they stay in a blaze. Every mind sharp like a sword in the haze. Mr. B in the house, breaking knowledge chains. Education kingpin, we repping the gains. Used to be the teacher.
Order yours today to experience all the benefits of Ash Kickin' Body Butter. With skin so smooth and soft, you'll thank us for it. Shop Ash Kickin' online. That's ASHKICKIN.com.
Hi, this is Brenda Starr, creator of Poetry with a Purpose and author of the book Pressed But Not Crushed. Pressed But Not Crushed is an anthology of political poems that address current and historical issues in American descendants of slave population and African American population. The book describes slavery and its residuals, Jim Crow segregation, social depredation, and other relevant issues to American descendants of slaves and African Americans, including the current political climate that does not address our issues.
This is the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. Very glad to be with you all here this evening. I want to put one more addendum on this movement to crack down on the First Amendment rights of people by Greg Abbott and other white supremacist right-wingers. Understand something here, folks. You become the bad guys when you try that. Let me explain to you why. When you tell people what they can't do, that becomes the thing they want to go do. When you tell people what they can't say and they have not agreed to it, listen now. When you tell people that what they can't say or can't do and they have not agreed to it, then you now make that counterculture, you make that cool, you make that popular, it's the forbidden fruit. It becomes the new exotic thing to do. When you tell people not to do something and they don't choose to not do it. You see, they'll not do it, but it has to be because they agree to not doing it. When you make it by your dictate, well, now you make that what they want to do. And that's why this doesn't work. So when you tell people that it's illegal to speak against Charlie Kirk, well, all you doing is making speaking against Charlie Kirk go #1 on the Billboard charts with a bullet. To listen to the fossils who used to be young people back in the 90s. But there's nobody on YouTube.
And that's the moral to the story is everybody's trying to trend off of Charlie, and it's like, yo, like, just stop. right? Like I did a little, like my whole little Superman thing was just an experiment, just to see, you know, because me, my dad, my son, and my brother, we went to go see Superman movie. And I had a great time. It was, you know, all four of us went to, you know what I mean? Yes, I wish my older brother and his son was there, right? Shout out to Reese. And, you know, and it would have been dope, you know, and Jalen. And it would have been dope, like all six of us to go see a movie together, right? We trying to set up maybe other things that we can do together, you know what I mean? Starting as soon as we can. But, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, this is Final Fight, by the way. And this is the OG. This is the, I'll go Cody or whatever. So these are called brawlers or beat 'em ups. And that's what I'd rather do. I'd rather be like Zach Scott, just play the game. You know what I mean? Beat people up. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. You know what I mean? Kind of a thing. But, see, I can't do that Batman, grip them and then punch them both, you know, kind of a thing. I don't even know how to grab on this one. Each one is different. Oh, get my butt kicked again. So I just demo a little bit of it. And then, you know, I hope I muted my mic. All right, let me pause it. And then I'm gonna run a video and then do the last game. And I just wanted to demo a couple games or whatever. And you know, get with that real news and all that good stuff. Is this muted? Real news? Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, you know, it is what it is. What's the name said it best just now? Like all you're doing is making them trend, and that's what they want to do. But at the same time, he started off with him trending is backfiring on them because he's not really that. He's not the Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Well, that's our side. He's not JFK. Dang sure ain't Abraham Lincoln, right? But black people are ignorant enough to willing, or you know, the Democrats, really black Democrats like Barack and them are willing to concede or be ignorant enough to allow such a comparison to be made, and therein is the weirdness of it. So this is Battletoads, and y'all seen the intro, and Double Dragon. This is the last game that I was going to demo real quick. All these are available on the Super NES, classic games. This is a 16-bit game, and I figured I did a little 8-bit gaming with, what game was I playing? I can't remember what fighting game I was playing. Oh, get my butt kicked already. I should have started, oh, okay. So this one's more comical, but I should have picked one of the, you know what I mean? Because, you know, whatever. Okay, they got some sidelines thing. Okay, you can fight on the sides now. Okay, that's dope. You know, brawlers, that's what they call, or beat 'em ups. And, you know what I mean? I get the boy to play with me one day, and we'll get it on and rap about it. You know, yada yada. There it is. So. The words love and life both have 4 letters, but they're 2 different things altogether. That's what it's really about. Loving God, respecting the Lord, seeking wisdom. All this, you know, I hope y'all had a wonderful Sabbath day. Love God, respect the Lord, you know. One God, our Father, all the time. Hip-hop, life, love, one. That's God is love, hip-hop is life. Time is holy, or, you know, precious. Money, that's nothing more than a 4th dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist. Because hip-hop is actually the art of making the most out of life. Right? Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I'll be back with better gameplay as I learn how to play these games over and again and stop falling off the side and dying. And, you know, that was entertaining enough for me. This is Volothat Modulus Tautology. Yeah, they're gonna keep using. You just heard Professor Black. Not Professor Black Truth. Jason Black say they gotta kill that narrative, and now they trying to figure something else out. So that's why now they talking about dang on Tylenol versus Advil, which is dumb, you know what I mean? But that's actually what the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is supposed to be doing, making sure that these medicines and things is actually safe for us, and not forcing everybody to get a COVID shot like Biden did, and completely messing up the economy, and people did die from taking the shot, and et cetera, and now we have to fix and recoup our lives because of all of the lawfare that's been going on from the previous administration. This is Volotham. I'm sitting there sharing y'all real hip hop. You see, knowledge will begin until I finish the song. Rhyme gets rougher as the rhyme goes on. You sweat as you step about to get hype, or should you just listen to the man on the mic? You're physically here with me, but how could you tell if it's meant to be hip hop if you're not mentally as well? All right? Seek more truth, love, and courage. That's the only way we're going to get that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to achieve freedom, justice, and equality. Another episode, I just, repeating myself, I know. But listen, learn, we'll have some fun, and be more respectful to loving God, and especially the Lord. All right? Stop fronting like you are walking in the same footsteps. That's not good. Especially if you crying wolf. You like to lie a lot. It's not good. 1, God is understood. Peace and happiness to you all.